Imagine this, you're buckled in, the safety briefing just finished, and the engines begin to hum. You think you're moments away from takeoff until two uniformed officers walk down the aisle and stop at your route. In 2025, this scenario is becoming more common than ever. People are getting removed from planes not for being drunk, not for fighting, not for yelling, but for reasons that most passengers don't even realize are now considered violations. So what changed? Welcome to the new era of commercial air travel, where updated airline policies, surveillance systems, and zero-tolerance protocols are rewriting the rules. You might think you're a model passenger, but in 2025, even the smallest misunderstanding, a headphone left in during taxiing, a misinterpreted glance, or a poorly worded joke can get you flagged, and in some cases, forcibly removed. This isn't about conspiracy theories or isolated incidents. It's about a pattern. Since early 2025, data shows a sharp increase in mid-flight removals and gate denials, and the reasons are shocking. It's not just about what you do, it's also about what you carry, what you wear, how you speak, and even how your facial expressions are interpreted by onboard behavioral algorithms. Yes, you read that right. Major airlines have now implemented predictive monitoring systems that track passenger behavior in real time. These systems flag what they deem to be anomalous conduct, and flight attendants are being trained to act quickly, even preemptively. So what could possibly trigger these systems? Some passengers were kicked off for filming during boarding. Others for asking too many questions. One man was removed simply because his carry-on bag was overstuffed and wouldn't fit, sparking what the airline labeled a potential conflict. In this video, we're breaking down 12 reasons why passengers are getting pulled from flights more than ever before, and most of them are not what you'd expect. If you're flying anytime soon, you need to know this, because what you don't know can get you grounded. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about a rule that's catching even the most frequent flyers off guard in 2025: recording on planes. It sounds harmless, right? You're filming a harmless TikTok, maybe a window view, or a little travel vlog. But depending on what you're capturing, you could be violating airline policy or worse, federal law. In 2025, airlines have begun cracking down on passengers who record flight attendants or other passengers without consent. Some even include this clause in the fine print of their terms and conditions. And no, I didn't know won't save you when a flight attendant asks you to delete the footage, or when security meets you at the gate. The reason? Safety and privacy. In some viral cases, passengers recorded heated disputes or confrontations and posted them online without context, creating PR nightmares for airlines. Now, many crews have zero tolerance for in-flight filming, especially if it includes staff members or other travelers. One woman was removed mid-flight for refusing to stop recording a seat dispute. Another man was banned for life after uploading a confrontation with a gate agent. It's not about censorship, it's about control. And in a post-pandemic world of heightened tensions, airlines are opting to play it safe. So what can you film? The view from your window? Sure. Your lunch? Go for it. But the second your camera pans to someone else, especially without their permission, you're crossing a line. Pro tip: if you're vlogging your journey, do it discreetly. Ask permission before filming crew or strangers. Or better yet, save the storytelling for after you land. Still think that's excessive? Wait until you hear how even your t-shirt could get you kicked off the plane. Stick around, because in part 3, we're diving into the dress codes you probably didn't even know existed but which are causing travelers to get booted every single week. Think dress codes are just for upscale restaurants or school dances? Think again. In 2025, what you wear on a plane can get you grounded or worse, kicked off entirely. That's right, airlines are doubling down on their appearance policies, and passengers are finding out the hard way. Let's get something straight. Every airline reserves the right to refuse service to anyone who violates their code of conduct, including how you're dressed. What does that mean in real life? A woman wearing leggings was escorted off a flight for inappropriate attire. A man in a tank top was told to cover up or deboard. One teenager in a crop top denied boarding entirely. And this isn't hearsay, it's documented, shared, and going viral every month. Why the sudden enforcement? Simple: optics and order. Airlines want a comfortable environment for all passengers, and that sometimes means restricting what they consider offensive, overly revealing, or even politically provocative clothing. In some cases, even t-shirts with strong language or controversial slogans have triggered removals. It's not just about modesty anymore, it's about avoiding confrontation before it happens. And here's the kicker, there's no universal standard. What's acceptable on one airline might be flagged on another. That leaves passengers confused, frustrated, and often humiliated. The gate agent is judge, jury, and enforcer. You can appeal later, but in the moment, their decision is final. So before you head to the airport in your usual travel outfit, double-check the airline's policy. When in doubt, keep it simple, clean, and non-confrontational. Because in 2025, your clothes could say more than your boarding pass. But if you think that's strict, wait until you hear about the food item that's getting people booted from flights just because of the smell. In Part 4, we're talking about edible contraband, and yes, even snacks can get you in serious trouble at 30,000 feet. You packed your favorite home-cooked meal for the flight, something warm, aromatic, maybe a little spicy. Harmless, right? Wrong. In 2025, even your lunch could get you removed from a plane. It's not about contraband anymore, it's about comfort zones, sensitivities, and social clashes at 30,000 feet. Let's get real. Airplane cabins are closed ecosystems. No open windows, no escape from smells, sounds, or awkward encounters. And in this new era of hypersensitivity, one whiff of your garlic-loaded pasta curry or fermented snack could spark complaints faster than you can say bon appetit. Cabin crews are now trained to handle odor-related disputes like mini emergencies. There have been growing reports of passengers being asked to put their food away or even being escorted off the aircraft due to what other travelers or crew described as unbearable smells or allergenic threats. Some airlines have quietly updated their internal guidelines to discourage strongly aromatic foods, especially those associated with allergic reactions like peanuts, shellfish, or even sesame. And here's where it gets tricky. What smells comforting to you might be offensive to someone else. In a time when airline reviews can make or break reputation, flight attendants are under pressure to maintain harmony. That means even a wrapped sandwich or snack bar could be flagged not because it's illegal, but because it's divisive. You might not get a warning. You might get a sharp whisper. We're going to have to ask you to dispose of that. Or leave the plane, the safe move. Stick to neutral foods, bland snacks, sealed protein bars, or airline-approved meals. Avoid homemade containers. And never, ever unwrap a hard-boiled egg or fish mid-flight unless you want to become the main character in a viral Twitter thread. But if you think food is where the drama ends, think again. In Part 5, we're exposing how your social media activity, even what you posted days ago, could be the reason you get flagged before boarding. Stay sharp. Imagine getting all the way to your gate, boarding pass in hand, bag tag, ready to fly, only to be pulled aside by airport staff and told, "Sir, you've been denied boarding." No explanation. No warning. Just a cold, confusing walk of shame back through the terminal. What happened? Here's what. They checked your social media. That's right. In 2025, some airlines, especially on international routes, have begun working with private security firms to scan public online activity for potential disruptions. This includes angry rants about airlines, tweets about refusing to wear masks, posts joking about flight delays, even TikToks mocking cabin crew. Sounds insane, but it's real and it's growing. One traveler was flagged for posting a comment like, "Next time they lose my bag, I'll lose my mind." Another was denied boarding because of a Facebook post from 6 months ago complaining about flight attendants. The new buzzword, preemptive removal. If your online presence shows signs of belligerent behavior, even in jest, some airlines will quietly bump you off the flight to protect cabin safety. The most chilling part, you don't even get to defend yourself. There's no hearing, no process. Just a manager who says, "We reserve the right to refuse service." And in a post-pandemic travel world still recovering from chaos, most airlines would rather lose one customer than deal with potential drama in the air. So what can you do? Start by locking down your accounts. Keep posts private. Don't tag airlines in complaints. And maybe, just maybe, don't tweet "I'm about to go feral" at TSA while standing in the security line. Because in 2025, you're not just being watched at the airport, you've been watched all along.